Hey Bio 1 students, I'm Professor Carafit, and I'll be your professor this summer. I wanted to go through the syllabus here because we may not have time to do it on the first day of actual lecture because we'll be hitting the ground running with chemistry in class. So this is a summer course. I call it a hybrid course because lectures will be synchronous, meaning everyone will need to be online at the same time and participate in lecture on Zoom. That's the current plan, at least. We'll see, what COVID does and what the university does, but the plan is we will meet on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 o'clock until noon, and we will meet on Zoom. And so you'll want to eliminate distractions, not be having the TV on and things like that as well. You'll need to be paying attention. And then labs will be in person on Tuesdays and Thursdays on campus. All right, so this is a course designed for biology majors, but other majors take it as well. A lot of computer science majors, environmental science majors, some psychology majors, etc. So it's a course, though, designed for bio majors. You can see the prerequisites there as well. I do not recommend you take this class if you have to skip. If you miss more than 2 labs, you can be dropped from the course. And if you miss 1 day of lecture, that's the equivalent to missing a whole week in the fall or spring semester. My office hours are on Zoom this semester or immediately after lab. And the ones on Zoom can be made by appointment. Rather than setting up a time every week where I sit there, you can contact me and we can work out a time to meet. Okay. You will also have a TA available for tutoring and to talk with as well, and I'll have their contact information on the syllabus soon. The syllabus updates because it's in Google Docs, so I can add things to it as the semester approaches. Okay, so you need to have a grade of C or better in this course to move on to Bio 2, Bio 1441. And this is a summer course, and I recommend you spend at least 2, hopefully at least 3 hours studying for every hour spent in class. So if you think about that, that's 3 hours in class a day, plus, let's say 6 or so hours of studying. So it's a full-time job to take the summer class. If you want to do well. It's a lot of studying because it's a majors course. It's meant to be in depth. So keep that in mind. It's going to take quite a bit of studying, and cramming often does not work. It might get you through a test, but it won't get you ready for like a career. So keep that in mind. So you're looking for studying about 18 hours a week to earn a passing grade or so. That's on top of attending class. Okay, so don't forget you can email us with questions. I'll check my email at least twice a workday, at least during working hours. I usually don't check it at night. And once on probably Sunday. So I'm not going to live on my email. Succeed in the course means you got to set up good study habits and stick to them. And there are lots of study material in the Mastering Biology program that comes with your book that will help you to quiz yourself. Quizzing yourself is the best way to study, with your notes shut. Making concept maps, drawing things out, quizzing yourself with your notes shut. That's what I recommend as much as possible. There's a list of some of the major learning objectives in the course. I'm not going to read through all those right now, but you can check those out. The textbook is going to be Biology in Focus. I think that's the 3rd edition. It has the big reptile eye on the front. In Focus 3rd edition. And the lab manual 5th edition. It has to be the 5th edition. Okay. You're also going to need to have a computer with internet access and a webcam and a microphone. You should have the webcam on during lecture. You also need to have Respondus Lockdown browser downloaded for quizzes and things, although tests will be given in class. But you should have Respondus. I think the final might be online this semester. So most of the tests will be in person, though. You also probably should have a cell phone that has internet connectivity if possible, as we will be using phones or our computers for interaction during lecture as well, kind of like a clicker. So In lecture, we'll deliver lectures live. We're going to break you into groups, have discussions, things like that to keep it as active as possible. It'll be kind of hard online, but we'll succeed. The course is divided up in the following way. Lecture exams. There are going to be 3 lecture exams and a final worth 100 points each. And I do not give late exams, but I will drop the lowest exam typically. Participation. That includes lecture quizzes, chatting, communication during lecture, things, interaction, that sort of thing, as well as mastering biology. Assignments, which are something assigned through your textbook program, that'll be total worth 10% of your grade. Lab is worth 40% of your grade. How's the course graded? Basically, 90 to 100 is a A, 80 to 89.99 is a B, so on and so forth. An A is an indication of excellent mastery of the material. Means you've mastered the material, you know it really well. A B is good, solid work. A C is average work. A D is below average, and F is failing. So keep that in mind as you proceed. I do not give extra credit typically. There may be a few bonus points here or there, but nothing that will make a massive difference. So keep up with the material. What are the course policies? I'm going to give you an active reading guide. I'd like you to work on those each day. Helps you to answer the questions or helps you to read the book by answering questions, is what I want to say. And we'll use those as discussion questions throughout the lecture to help keep it active. So if you haven't done them, it'll make that kind of awkward. Labs, quizzes will be given in labs, and labs will help us to practice equipment use, scientific method, critical thinking, things like that, and there will be lab assignments. Professionalism. We must treat your instructor and other students in a respectful fashion. Students who are disrespectful, rude, etc. may be dropped from the course if it's a problem. And I have some information there on email etiquette as well. Don't email your professor and say, "Hey, dude, what's up?" Let's try to be semi-professional about this. You're responsible for notifying me in a timely fashion of an absence, because typically no makeup exams are given. I might drop an exam if you miss one, for example, but not going to typically give late exams. If I do give late exams, sometimes I give oral exams where you can come and note, on the Zoom or whatever, and I ask you a series of questions rather than have you write out an exam. I've done that occasionally, but that's under extreme circumstances where it's warranted. Honor code for the class. Anytime you put your name on an assignment or you hand something in, you are assenting to the clause that I have not given nor received aid for this work, nor am I aware of giving or receiving aid for this work. So you're saying, hey, I did this myself. And you don't want to violate the school's academic integrity policy. You'll have a permanent record if you do, and you could be dropped from the course or expelled from the university. And I include use of websites such as Chegg and things as cheating against this honor code. So you want to avoid use of those websites. We have access to them ourselves as professors, so we can see when our tests, questions, or whatever show up there. So cheating of any kind will not be tolerated. There's information on the academic integrity policy, including plagiarism, which can be an issue when students are writing lab reports. And I include resubmitting your own work from past semesters as a form of plagiarism. So if you are retaking the course, please write a new lab report when you turn it in. If you have any stress, depression, etc., there's free counseling on campus at the Student Health Center. Please check it out. There's a paragraph on Title IX. Please read that as well. In case of emergencies, there's information on how to evacuate the building and how to get safe in case of tornado, things like that. June 25th is the last day to withdraw from the course and receive a W grade. I have a plan here for a calendar for how we're going to work through the semester. So Monday, the first day of class, well, what would be the first day of class is a holiday, so we won't be meeting that day. So our real first day that we meet will be in lab. on Tuesday, June, what is that, like June 2nd? And so we're going to do the first lab that day. Then we will have a lecture on Wednesday on chemistry, and a lecture on Friday, and a lab on Thursday, of course. And you can see that the first exam will be in lab on the second Tuesday of the summer semester. So I have the schedule laid out as well as I can prepare it here. Of course, we might fall behind or get a little ahead here or there, but this is my best attempt to schedule the summer. So please check that out. And I have what chapters we're doing each day, so you can do the guided reading questions ahead of time. And I have advice from past students on how they recommend passing the course. This is from my student evaluations, so I have a little list there. I have a guide on calculating your own grade here in the syllabus, and then I have my attempt at listing out all the point values for lab assignments as best as I can predict at this time based on how I think labs are going to go. It's still kind of a pandemic-y semester, so I'm doing the best I can, but that's what we have here, okay? Besides that, I will point out that we do have a Blackboard for the course that will be available to you soon. There's a folder called Lecture Files where there's the syllabus is there, the active reading guide is there. If I have any PowerPoint slides or whatever, you can access those through this tab here. I have videos for Chapter 1 because Chapter 1 I want you to watch on your own. I'm not going to spend much time lecturing on it in class live, but I have some recorded videos for you to do Chapter 1 on. I have example exams in here so you can prepare and study for the exam using those. We have a Zoom link for office hours and for lecture. We may end up using the discussion board, so that's there, your grade tool. There will also be a folder for lab up here as well where we will turn in lab assignments. That will be available soon. I'm still building this program. Okay, so that is, well, let me point out that on the home page of Blackboard, there will be information about the calendar, when things are due. That's an important thing to keep on top of. I think you can set this up so it will send you announcements when changes are made, so you may want to get in there and fiddle with that. I also appreciate it if you get into Blackboard and put a picture of yourself in the profile, so it helps me to learn who people are. Okay? Alright, so that's enough for this video. This came out kind of long, but I look forward to seeing you soon. And you should have access to the syllabus. I've emailed it out, but if you don't have access to it, let me know. Alright, thanks.